Have you found love with a non-Filipino and you'd love them to try more Filipino dishes, but you've already introduced them to adobo? Well, this video is for you then. Let me start by telling you what AFAM actually means. So AFAM stands for a foreigner assigned in Manila. So originally, it was a descriptive term to a foreigner assigned in Manila, but it has taken a new life of its own, so it's slang now for any non-Filipino partner that you have. So if you're someone who is with an AFAM or you're an AFAM, then this video is for you, because I'm going to show you a dish that I think you'd like if you're a meat eater. So I'm not going to tell you yet the dish, but a lot of Filipinos that will see the ingredients will know what it is I'm about to cook. So I'm going to start off with the main ingredient, which is the meat. So today I'm going to be using pork, and it's a combination of pork ribs and a bit of pork shoulder for that marbling. And the more marbling, the better it tastes. And I use the bone as well, because the bone is very flavorful when you create that broth. So alongside it, there's a lot of vegetables that go with this dish. So I'm going to use radish, a bit of onion, and a bit of tomato. And to finish it off later, we are going to finish it off with a garnish of aubergine. And in this, I'm going to be using gem lettuce. Some people use kangkong, some people use other vegetables, but I do like this because it does trap the broth a little bit in it. So when you take some of it, you've got the broth in it as well. Anyway, so enough talk, and let's do some cooking. So I'm going to start off by, well, for a bit of speed and a bit of efficiency, I'm going to start boiling this off, but I'm using some onions and tomato with the meat, and we're going to boil that, but I'm using a pressure cooker to speed things up, and actually makes it a bit more intense, the flavor. So I'll see you in a bit. So as you can see from behind me, as I mentioned earlier, I'm boiling the meat with the tomatoes and the onions just to create that rich broth. It's a bit of a wrap and it's a bit messy, but I promise you the end result is worth it. So this dish is called Sinigang. So it basically is a dish you can use meat, pork, or pork ribs. You can use beef. You can also use fish, but obviously with fish you don't need to pressure cook it, because otherwise it will turn into a paste. So what you do is you cook it in a broth with its own juices, with a bit of tomato, with a bit of onion, and then cook it for a while. So it's like a slow boiled broth, and then you are left with the end product later on. As you will see, you will be ending up with a really rich, really tasty broth. I picked sinigang as a dish you could potentially give your non-Filipino partner, because I think the combination of meat or fish, vegetables, and a really nice thick broth paired with newly cooked rice appeals to a lot of people, and I think it will appeal to your AFAM. And I think you got a winner here. So as you can see, so we've done the pressure cooking. Now we have the broth. We'll just add a bit of water so that we have enough broth for everybody. So as you can see, the meat is very tender. That fork just goes through that meat, and that's how you know it's ready. So we're now towards the end of the cooking process. So like I said, I'm cooking sinigang today, and I'm using pork. So this is sinigang pork. So I'm just about to add this special ingredient, which I'm sure a lot of Filipinos know. Ideally, you'd get something like tamarind or something sour, like fresh, and then you mash it or whatever you do with it to get that sourness out of it. But we're in the United Kingdom. You can't get fresh tamarind as you would in the Philippines. So I've got this specific powder that most Filipinos will know. It's called Sinigang mix. And then we will finish off by adding the vegetables towards the end. And then we should be ready very shortly. There's a little bit of fish sauce, little by little. So I use fish sauce because it's a combination of sea salt and fish, and sort of it's more flavorsome than just using salt. And then we'll add this later, just before we turn off the thing, because it cooks very quickly and you don't want it overcooked. So there you go. So I've made you a dish that I think your AFAM will like. So this is Sinigang pork, and just to enhance the dish, so we've got some fish sauce there with chili and a bit of pork crackling for a bit of texture. And obviously it all goes with nicely freshly boiled white rice. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you could help us out, please subscribe and like our videos and help us grow the channel. Thank you. I'll see you and speak to you soon. Bye bye.